hands are up, up, up. My hands are up, up, up. My hands are up, up, up. My hands are up.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go!
My hands are up, up, up. My arms are waving. My feet won't stop, stop, stop. My body's moving from side to side. 'Cause I'm alive, and nothing's gonna hold me back this time. Yeah, all my friends are here, and they're supporting. It's time to turn it up. Let's get it started. Hands are high, 'cause we're alive, and nothing's gonna hold us back this time.
Let's go! There's a rhythm in my heart and it won't stop. And my feet are gonna dance till the beat drop. 'Cause there's a love that I can't define. It's blowing my mind, it's changing my life. So come on and get moving. It doesn't really matter what mood you're in. When your body and your feet are grooving, then that's when the party begins.
My hands are up, up, up. My arms are waving. My feet won't stop, stop, stop. My body's moving from side to side. 'Cause I'm alive, and nothing's gonna hold me back this time. Yeah, all my friends are here, and they're supporting. It's time to turn it up. Let's get it started. Hands are high, 'cause we're alive, and nothing's gonna hold us back this time.
Can't keep my body still, can't shut it down. This be the feel. It's thumping, yeah, it's pumping, yeah, it's something that is thumping still. Everybody put your hands up, get a little louder, yeah, turn it up. You know how to do it, yeah, dance it up. Yeah, yeah, dance
My
it
hands
up.
are up, up, up. My arms are waving. My feet won't stop, stop, stop. My body's moving from side to side. 'Cause I'm alive, and nothing's gonna hold me back this time. Yeah, all my friends are here, and they're supporting. It's time to turn it up. Let's get it started. Hands are high, 'cause we're alive, and nothing's gonna hold us back this time.
Do this dance with us, man. Put one hand up, turn around, turn around. Put two hands high, turn around, turn around. Bring them both down slow, and bring them down low. Here we go, here we go. Yeah.
My hands are up, up, up. 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 My arms are waving. My feet won't stop, stop, stop. My body's moving from side to side. 'Cause I'm alive, and nothing's gonna hold me back this time. Yeah, all my friends are here, and they're supporting. It's time to turn it up. Let's get it started. Hands are high, 'cause we're alive, and nothing's gonna hold us back this time. My hands are up, up, up.
King Herod Agrippa was persecuting believers in the church. He killed James, one of Jesus' disciples. When the king saw how happy this made the Jews, he arrested Peter too. The king put Peter in prison and assigned groups of soldiers to keep guard. While Peter was in prison, other believers in the church prayed and asked God to help him.
The king planned for Peter to be killed. The night before his execution, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers. He was tied up with chains, and other soldiers stood guard at the gate of the prison. All of a sudden, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a bright light shone in Peter's prison cell. The angel struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," the angel said. The chains fell off of Peter's wrists. The angel told Peter to get dressed, so Peter put on his sandals and his cloak. Then he followed the angel. Peter wasn't sure what was happening. He thought he was seeing a vision.
The angel led Peter out of the prison, past the guards, through the gate, and onto the streets. Then the angel left. When Peter looked around, he realized the Lord had rescued him from prison and from certain death. Peter hurried to the house of Mary, the mother of John Mark. Believers had gathered there to pray. When Peter knocked at the door, a servant named Rhoda answered. She heard Peter's voice and she was so happy. She rushed back inside. "Peter is here. He is at the door," she announced.
But the others didn't believe her. "You're crazy," they said. But Peter kept knocking, and when they opened the door, they could hardly believe it. Peter motioned to them to be quiet, and he told them how the Lord had rescued him from prison. "Tell James and the other brothers about this," Peter said. Then he left. When the sun came up, the soldiers at the prison couldn't figure out what happened to Peter, and the king punished the soldiers because Peter had escaped.
God answered the people's prayers for Peter. God had a plan for Peter and the church, and he rescued Peter from his enemies. Peter knew he would face death because he believed in Jesus, but he kept going so he could share the good news of the gospel.
Okay, kids, what we're going to do right now is recite the books of the Bible. There's 66 books in the Bible, and in this song, we're going to recite them together. You ready to do it with me? All right, here we go. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. What? On to the New. What? On to the New. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st John, 2nd John, 3rd John, Jude, Revelation. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. Okay. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna speed it up a little bit. And we're gonna do it again. You ready? Here we go. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. What? On to the New. What? On to the New. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, 1st Corinthians, 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st Thessalonians, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st John, 2nd John, 3rd John, Jude, Revelation. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. Woo. Now that was fast, but we're gonna go even faster this time. So catch your breath. We're gonna do it again from the beginning. Here we go. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. That's the Old Testament, now on to the New. What? On to the New. What? On to the New. Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, 1st Corinthians, 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st Thessalonians, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st John, 2nd John, 3rd John, Jude, Revelation. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. That's the books of the Bible. You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. What? You gotta know the books. Okay. Now, if you got that, we're gonna try to go even faster this time. Nah, I'm just playing. This is as fast as we're gonna go. You got it? That was fun. I think I'm gonna include something a little bit later on that you can try it yourself. But for now, see ya.
Hey there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Roman from Millersville, Pennsylvania asks,
how does God answer our prayers? Does he always answer us?
Roman, God always hears our prayers. That's the first thing we have to understand, that when we pray to God, when we talk with God, he always hears us. He never has his ears closed. He's never asleep. He's never not paying attention. He hears you. He listens to you always. Now, how does he answer our prayers? Well, the technical answer is yes, he always answers our prayers. But sometimes people ask that question, and what they mean is this: does God always answer our prayers the way we want him to? And the answer for that is no, he does not. God answers our prayers the best way for us and the way that brings him glory. So if we ever make the mistake of praying something that would not be best for us or something that would not glorify him, even if we don't understand that, God will not answer that with a yes. That will be a no, because he wants to give, again, what's best for us and what brings him the most glory. There are times as well that God may answer with a yes, but it may not be right away. So we may be praying for something and it's good and it would bring God glory, but it's not the right timing. So it might feel like God has not heard us or answered us, but He has. Again, He always hears us, and the answer is yes, but it's not yet. So that's the big idea. When we pray, we have to keep in mind God is listening. He will always answer. But here's the other thing I just really want to get on your radar real quick while we have the chance. When we pray, we also need to be changing ourselves. We're drawing closer to God. So don't treat prayer just as a way for God to act. Prayer should draw us closer to His heart. And many times when we pray, we should be changed because we're understanding who God is and we want to love Him and live for Him better. So prayer actually is designed to change us more than anything else. So here's a question back for you. How might not getting something you really want actually be better for you?
I want you as you are, not as you ought to be. Won't you lay down your guard and come to me? The shame that grips you now is crippling. It breaks my heart to see you suffering. 'Cause I am for you, I'm not against you. If you wanna know how far my love can go, just how deep, just how wide. If you wanna see how much you mean to me, look at my hands, look at my side. If you could count the times that say you are forgiven, it's more than the drops in the ocean. Don't think you need to settle for a substitute when I'm the only love that changes you. And I am for you, I'm not against you. I am for you, I'm not against you. If you wanna know how far my love can go, just how deep, just how wide. If you wanna see how much you mean to me, look at my hands, look at my side. If you could count the times that say you are forgiven, it's more than the drops in the ocean. Open your heart, it's time that we start again. Open your heart, it's time that we start again. If you wanna know how far my love can go, just how deep, just how wide. If you wanna see how much you mean to me, look at my hands, look at my side. If you could count the times that say you are forgiven, it's more than the drops in the ocean. The drops in the ocean. Whoa, I am for you, I'm not against you. I am for you, I'm not against you.